My name is Emma. I never thought my life would take such a turn. If you had told me a year ago that I would be sitting here, telling this story, I would have laughed. But life is strange, and sometimes, what starts as a lie becomes the most real thing in your life. I was never the type of girl who believed in love. Love was a game, a trick people played on each other. I had seen enough heartbreaks around me to know that love was nothing but a trap. But then I met him, and everything changed. It all started because of revenge, a new beginning. I moved to a new city for college, far away from my hometown. I wanted a fresh start away from my past. I had always been independent, strong, and never needed anyone. I did not care about relationships or love. My focus was on my studies and my future. But Faith had other plans for me. One day, while walking through the college campus, I saw him, Ryan. He was laughing with his friends, standing confidently, his dark eyes full of mischief. He was the kind of guy every girl wanted to be with. He was rich, popular, and charming, but I knew his type, and I hated his type. Ryan was the reason my best friend, Lily, cried herself to sleep every night. He had played with her heart, made her believe he loved her, and then, like it meant nothing, he had broken up with her for someone else. I had seen Lily's pain, her tears, and the way she had lost her confidence because of him. That was when I made a decision. I was going to make him pay, and the best way to break a heart was to make someone fall in love. Chapter 2. The perfect plan. I needed a plan. I needed to make Ryan believe I was in love with him. And then, when he least expected, I would break his heart, just like he had broken Lily's. So, I started my game. At first, I made sure to be around him, always at the right place, at the right time. I laughed at his jokes, acted impressed by his stories, and slowly I saw the change in him. He started noticing me, then I took the next step. I pretended to be shy, like I was falling for him, but trying to hide it, and it worked. He started paying more attention to me. His texts became more frequent, and he always found a reason to talk to me. And then, one evening, as we stood on the rooftop of our college, he looked at me with those deep eyes and said, "Emma, I think I am falling for you." I smiled. That was exactly what I wanted. Chapter 3. A dangerous game. Everything was going according to my plan. Ryan was falling for me, and soon I would break his heart. But something was changing. Something I had not expected. The more time I spent with him, the more I saw a different side of him. He was not just the arrogant guy the first he was. He was funny, kind, and sometimes even vulnerable. He told me about his family, about how his father was never there for him, about how he had to pretend to be strong all the time. And I started feeling something I was not supposed to feel: sympathy. One evening we were walking along the beach, the waves touching our feet. Ryan turned to me and said, "Emma, have you ever been scared of falling for someone?" I hesitated before answering. Why would I be scared? Because once you fall, you are not in control anymore, he said softly. His words stayed with me, because for the first time I realized I was falling. Chapter 4. Lover Revenge. I tried to remind myself why I was doing all this. This was for Lily. This was for revenge. But my heart was betraying me. One night, Ryan surprised me with a small notebook. "I know you love writing," he said, handing it to me. "I saw this in a bookstore and I thought of you." I stared at him. He had noticed something about me that I had never even told him. Why did he have to be this way? Why did he have to make it so hard for me to hate him? That night, I could not sleep. I thought about Lily's pain, but I also thought about the way Ryan looked at me. the way he made me feel. And I realized I was standing at a crossroads. Chapter 5. The truth comes out. I know I had to tell him the truth. He deserved to know. The next evening we met at our usual place, a quiet cafe. My heart was beating fast as I looked at him. "Ryan, I need to tell you something," I said. He smiled. "You look nervous." "What is it?" I took a deep breath. "I did not start this because I liked you. I started this because I wanted revenge." The smile on his face disappeared. What I forced myself to continue. "You broke my best friend's heart, and I wanted to do the same to you. It was never real for me. At least that is what I thought." Ryan looked at me, his expression unreadable. Then he stood up. "So this was all a game to you?" His voice was quiet but filled with emotion. Tears filled my eyes. "It started as a game, but I do not know when it became real." Ryan did not say anything. He just walked away. And that was when I realized I had lost him. Chapter 6. The final choice. Days passed and Ryan avoided me. He stopped texting, stopped calling. It was like I had never existed in his life. Lily was happy when she heard what I had done. "He deserved it," she said. But I did not feel like I had one. One evening, as I walked past the basketball court, I saw him sitting alone. I gathered all my courage and walked up to him. "I am sorry," I said. "Ryan, look at me. How do I know you are not lying again?" I took a deep breath. "Because this time I am not asking you to believe me. I just needed you to know the truth." For a long moment, he said nothing. Then he said, "I do not know if I can trust you again." "Emma." I nodded. "I understand." I turned to leave. But then I felt his hand on mine. "But I know one thing," he said. "I never lied about loving you." I look at him, my heart pounding. "And I never lied about loving you now." A small smile appeared on his face. "Then maybe we can start again." I smiled back, tears in my eyes. "Maybe we can." And just like that, what started as a lie became the most real thing in our lives.